Hey traders, welcome back to another trading dose brought to you by yours truly, Richard with lionheartewa. Today I decided to record a video on metals, okay, because I have been receiving some requests for that. Just before we get started, I'm going to let you know that I'm going to basically give you guys the bigger picture for metals, for XAUUSD and silver as well. Okay, I'm gonna go on the GDX, on the mining vectors as well. Just before we get started, just want to brief you guys up that prices have been a little bit lowered on the website. Basically, we have some Fibonacci prices right here on the sequence. So let's say if you do want to catch up with me, please watch the previous video on the FOMC that I did, in which I was actually expecting this to be a triangle. I was actually explaining the possibility for this to be a triangle and to basically shoot on the upside and continue on the upside for gold, that is. Okay, speaking of gold, let's just jump on the weekly time frame for gold because something has changed. And before we actually go on the daily time frame and and then basically lower it up towards the 2 hour time frame, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you what's happening right about here. Now, there are just a few more possibilities left for gold and how we can actually see the next best interpretation. So, for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you how this corrective pattern can be looked at, okay, what it could represent. Number one, this can be the A wave, okay, and then just the way it's labeled, and then A, B, C, D, E, although I am not really comfortable with this small E wave, okay, right here. So that's one. That's basically the first scenario. But in this scenario, of course, this breach right here also exceeded the 38.2, okay, from the actual drop. So this makes me think that this could be either an ending diagonal right here in this C wave, or it can be a proper impulse in which if the dollar continues to drop like it did, because that's basically what I wanted on the FOMC. I wanted the dollar to actually start to drop and to possibly breach some important trend lines and confirm further waves and sequences for the overall Elliott wave structures. Now, given that said, what I'm actually seeing is either a possibility for this to be an A, B, and we're starting a cycle wave C, this C black right here, thus ending the larger degree corrective pattern in this B supercycle B purple. Okay, so either this is the first wave count, and by the way, this B actually corrects the A wave, okay, the supercycle A wave, in which I'm actually labeling it from the actual top in September 2011, the parabolic move, the previous parabolic move that we actually had right here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let me go back. Perfect. Okay, so the way I'm labeling the drop is basically an A, then a B, complex B, WXY, so double free in primary degrees, let's say for instance like WX and then Y, okay, and then the drop 1, 2, free, triangle in 4, and then ending diagonal in this fifth wave, followed by a divergence, obviously, okay? So it did rise. Now, the first wave count is an A and then the B in a triangle, and then we're shooting directly for the C. And this could be valid because of what I'm seeing for now on the DXY. By the way, if you guys want the DXY next, then shoot me a message right here, write your comments below. If you want to see the video is actually available on this in this playlist. So number one, that was number one. Number two, second wave count. This could be obviously an A, B, so this could be treated as a W. And follow me here, okay? I know it might be corny, but check this out. If this is a W, then this is a DX, then this would be A, B, C, okay? So A, then A, B, C, B. But this will lead me to think that this was only 1, 2, Okay, but the way it started, obviously started with an A, B, and then C. So this could be 1 in an ABC. So this also means that this should be an ending diagonal right about here. And it also started right here in the small scale like an ABC. So the current rally is a C wave, okay? But it is composed out of 5 waves. So it could be decomposed out of with 5 waves as well, okay? So that's scenario number 2. Now, scenario number 3 is basically this wave count could be, I mean, this B wave could be the triangle, and this is A, B, C, D, E, and this represents the overshoot of the E wave right here, okay? Because in a triangle, most of the times, let's say for instance, most of the times, I'm going to give an example right here. So A, B, C, D, E. This is a running contracting triangle, okay? But sometimes it does this overshoot before the change. So this could be it, okay? This could be as well valid, but we need basically signs of vulnerability, which we don't really have yet for gold. I'm still bullish on it, okay? As you guys can actually see, I am labeling it as an A, B right here, even though I don't like this E wave, but it's okay. All right, we'll see it through. We'll keep an eye on it and we'll monitor it. You just need to continue following me, and of course shoot me your questions. All right, so that's basically what I have in mind for the weekly chart. Now let's just zoom in. Okay, now previously on this gold chart. Now obviously you guys, if you are following me from a while back, you guys actually know my thoughts right here. So on gold, okay, let's say this was posted on September 26th, 2018, in which I'm actually explaining the possibility for gold to complete a B wave and then shoot on the upside. Okay, something that was basically people were going crazy because it breached this very important trend line, December 2015, December 2016 lows. Okay, so this acted as a breach, as a basically broke the support. Okay, so people were going crazy and they said, oh, okay, it's going down, it's going down. I said, no, gold is going, it still has one more leg up. Okay, and it did go on the upside. Now, as the trend has been developing, okay, I've noticed the possibility for another corrective pattern. So, with this corrective pattern, I was labeling it 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. I was actually saying, okay, maybe it's going to bump its head in this trend line, trying to retest it, then return on the downside, okay? But the view was exactly from the golden ratio 61.8 right there, boom, on the upside, okay? Now, as the trend was developing in December, I was actually inclining towards a proper impulse, basically a powerful third wave to actually commence and be delivered, okay? Notice obviously the levels will never change, okay? So it did go on the upside. Now, as the third wave was preparing to basically show signs of a vulnerability. As you guys can actually see, these ideas are actually posted for my members. Okay, it's a private chart. So right there, I was expecting consolidation and obviously more upside to give a proper divergence. Okay, and that's when it basically consolidated right about here, delivered the rise, and then it started dropping, or basically consolidating. But I noticed basically the possibility for this to be corrective, and it was corrective. So then, what I've noticed is that gold might just shoot again. So it did. I mean, right from here, let me just load the new bars. There's no magic here. If you guys are actually aware of TradingView, just click a button, and if you're right, you are right, okay? The analysis, I mean. So it did start to go on the upside. Now, as it was preparing to go on the upside, what I've noticed is a very interesting fractal pattern. If you guys know Elliott waves and fractals and Fibonacci and so on and so on, not to mention this harmonic patterns right about here. Anyhow, I was actually saying that this pattern is actually this pattern. So on us, fractals are, for those of you who don't know, I'm just gonna say it quickly, are self-repetitive patterns. They reoccur. Okay, they appear under different places. So for gold, this was it. Now, this fractal, this pattern reappeared right here, and this is what I basically what I was mentioning with this idea on TradingView. So after that, I had my impulse. Now, because it broke the trend line, for this to be basically I was expecting this to be D and then A, B, one more drop, C, and then the rise. Okay, but okay, I was bullish, so that doesn't mean I was wrong. I was actually right. Now what's happening right here? Okay, because this move, this parabolic move could be, I mean, it's quite vertical. Okay, it's quite powerful, it's aggressive. Okay, it's an aggressive buy. What I'm saying is that this could be, and right now I'm actually inclining to really believe that this in my eyes is, in my personal opinion, this is an extension in the fifth of fifth, not in the third of third. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the way it started, this is 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and then the big one. Okay, the big one which can go really really high. Okay, now I'm just going to explain to you how I was able to actually notice this fractal pattern. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clone this, just this one. So from this towards this. Okay, now what I did was, obviously you can see this is the pattern. So what I did was I just shrinked it down. Okay, and I placed it right here. You can see it's the same pattern, so it's not like I taken this one and moved it here. No, it's actually this one but lower than whatever. So let's get rid of it. Okay, and right here I was actually putting this one right here to give me the possibility for this to start, right? Now here's another interesting part. What I'm gonna do is, if we had that fractal, let's do it again, right? So let's just take this little baby, put it right here, and let's just move it 1 second. Okay, let's just move it here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, you need to give me some time here. Okay, maybe I'll speed this video a little bit. Okay, so previously what we had was a rise, drop, and the impulse. We had a rise, drop, and the impulse is starting. Okay, so this is actually this. Then we had a drop. Of course we had a drop. Then we had a sequence for the upside, and then we of course we have the sequence on the upside. Now what I would expect is a complex structure, and this is, I'm going to go on the 2-hour time frame and explain to you why I'm expecting a complex structure, either a triangle, double free, triple free, etc., or even a flat, but I am expecting something more complex than a mere zigzag or sharp correction for gold. So I'm expecting a consolidation right here for this, and then the rise. Okay, so I hope you understand what I did here. Okay, because I'm giving you very valuable things. Um, so if you like this, then obviously I would appreciate that like, or even that share, or leave your comments down below, please. Thank you very much. So if you do like this video, please support it with a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate it. So let's just continue. Now, after this correction, I'm expecting more upside. Okay, notice that the divergence is not there. I mean, this has power. So it's clear that, for me, it's clear that this is not the overshoot in the E wave. I think it's a proper C wave, which is going very, very high. And I think, let's say, just because you guys asked for levels, okay, around 1480, and then, I mean, you can actually see the level right here, but you can go a bit higher as well. It's okay. All right. So let's just move here. Okay, gold on the 2-hour time frame. Now, for those of you who don't who haven't been following me, okay, like from then, I have been posting for my green room members, for the trading desk, etc. Okay, have been posting for my members these, let's say for instance, these buy orders. So right about here, okay, on May 16th, I was actually bullish. It did break this channel by a little, but at the end of the day, it delivered the impulse that I was actually expecting. This went really nice, and the take profits were reached and exceeded. So I was pleased with this view, as you can actually see. Now, after that, okay, this was the moment of the Feds. So it started consolidating, and I was actually, as you can actually see from the previous video, I was maybe inclining towards a ending diagonal. So you have to be ready for everything. But I've noticed this possibility for this to be like a triangle pattern or a corrective or something, right? So based on the fact that it did continue on the upside, okay, and these were actually orders for my members in the trading desk in the green room, okay. This was on the Feds, by the way, to actually trade this event. Boom, on the upside. Now what's happening? I believe that gold is preparing. I mean, we do have a bearish divergence right here, okay. I believe that gold is preparing, let's say this is a minute degree, okay, this fourth wave. So simply put, okay, from the downside, from down below right there, okay, we have wave 1 minor green, wave 2 minor green, wave 3 minor green, then wave 4. So we have an expanding flat in this 4, and then we have minute 1. So this is the fifth wave. That's why I'm actually expecting an overshoot, a very big move for the upside in the fifth wave. So not this one, but this one. I'm actually expecting a very big move right there, okay? This will most probably be when the dollar actually tanks and confirms the downside, and the euro starts. I mean, it's already started. I placed some orders as well there anyway. So right here, the way I'm labeling it is minute one, then retracement, sharp retracement, okay? And this is precisely the reason why, due to the law of alternation, I am actually expecting a complex corrective structure. Either it's going to be something like this, let's say an expanding flat, okay, or a running flat or something like that, a flat correction, or, and I may actually inclining for either a double free or a triangle, most likely a triangle. But as you can actually see, I'm expecting this triangle by the looks of the the trend lines, okay, the converging lines. So far, we haven't exceeded the top right here with this potential B wave in the triangle, but the 38.2 Fibonacci um, retracements were actually touched, okay. So from the bottom right here, notice this 38.2, okay, and this could be wave A in the triangle. So A, then B, C, D, E, and then poof, off we go again, okay. This will most probably be due to some events. So what I'm doing right here, okay, what am I doing now? Due to this divergence, I actually posted some orders from around the 1405 levels and aspiring for 1385, something like that, okay. Now what the strategy for this would be, and this is what I was explaining to my members today. Now let's say for instance, when and if this goes in the green, okay, stop loss moved at break even, and here around these levels, yeah, going basically for this long with a stop loss here, because if it is indeed a triangle, if it starts developing like this, yeah, then we would most probably have a support granted there and then shooting on the upside. So the strategy behind this is the following one. Once this goes in the green, stop loss move to break even, and we just forget about it, and then re-enter right here. What this is my plan, of course. You can do whatever you want. You're a grown man. We know that trading involves risk. Okay, so right here, let's say entering a potential buy and then moving stop loss right about here, because in a triangle, no wave, let's say the C or E wave they do not go lower than this A wave, okay? So what I'm actually saying right about here, okay? Just give me one moment. This is supposed to be here. All right. So right now, I'm expecting more upside for gold, and I will explain. I mean, I already did, but after this type of correction, complex correction, I would expect more upside, okay? Just at least to hit the 1431, but I'm get the feeling, I do get the feeling that this is gonna be even bigger than that, okay? So that's it for gold. Allow me to go on the daily chart for silver. Now silver has a different story, because as I previously mentioned, okay, and by the way, the way I'm labeling silver right here is in a very um, complex correction. Now, of course, this is wave W right there, the cycle wave black, and then correction starts, and it starts like with a like correcting corrections and so on. There's multiple degrees, conflict of degrees right here, so hence the reason for the complicated stuff. So we have wave W, primary, purple. Now wave X is a running contracting triangle, so A, B, C, D, E. So we have this X wave primary scale, and then A, B, and the sell-off says C wave. So far we have W, X, Y. But what if this is W, X, Y, X, Z, okay? Because this is also a free. And this, if this was the end, okay, WX and then A and this is B, then this should exceed, okay, should go really high. I don't see that on silver. I don't see that power in silver yet, okay. Of course, I am bullish, okay, at least until these levels, which are basically the 16, basically the vibration zone of this drop, okay, because this X wave actually corrects the Y. All right, so I do see more upside for silver as well, but not like gold, because silver is, you know, while gold was delivering that massive impulse, okay, silver has been a little bit lazier. So that being said, I think that after this wave 4 correction, maybe we'll have a rise, but um, not sure how powerful that would be. That's basically what I wanted to say. But let's just see how silver looks on the 2-hour time frame, yeah? And it has the characteristics of an ending diagonal, meaning that, okay, if this was an impulse, we would count this third wave, okay, as 1, 2, then 1, 2, then 1, 2, and then maybe just like starting, okay. Sorry, one second. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and then the fourth wave, then the fifth wave, and so on. But I cannot stop noticing the way it started, okay. This typically looks like an ABC, so A right here, then a sharp and a sharp B, um, and then the C wave, okay? So in a sense, how I'm labeling this is in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the ending diagonal. Now, of course, in an ending diagonal, we would expect the overshoot basically to go and breach this upper trend line for the ending diagonal, the converging line, the upper line, and then the trend to actually change. And this pretty much looks like a third wave. The volumes are actually coming down. So what I would actually expect right here is these volumes to consolidate a little bit and then deliver the last, you know, move, but having a divergence right there while the trend will go higher. So that's basically what I'm actually expecting for this silver. So silver, I'm labeling it in an ending diagonal because I get the feeling that it's lazier than gold. But let's just see the gold, let's say the mining vectors, how they actually look like, okay? And previously, I've been able to call this, let's say with an article that I just did with the VanEck vectors and, you know, for the quarter two report, yeah? Uh, Now, what I did there was on the GDX, I was on May 2nd, okay, I was noticing this harmonic pattern and also an A, B, C with a C leg in an ending diagonal. So I said, okay, how much it could it retrace? Well, obviously 61.8, and I also noticed this channel and so on, right? I wasn't expecting this to go so big, okay? I was expecting this to touch the red median line for this pitchfork, but let's just see what's happening, right? Because this thing exceeded the tops, and I mean, if it's a correction, then this is basically WX and then ABC, okay? But why am I labeling it in an ending diagonal, right? Well, let me show you. And this is why. We have a parabolic move, okay, which is basically a wave A. Then we have a correction, and the way I'm labeling this correction is in a complex, okay, W and then X and then W, X, A, B, C. So this is very complicated, okay? Similar to silver, uh, but I am labeling the B wave as being here, okay? So this is A and this is B. Now the ending diagonal, obviously, because the B wave did not tag the low and did not exceed the start of A, this should go higher than A, right? And in this ending diagonal, could it go like that? Well, yes, of course, because if this continues touches the 161.8, yeah, then we would most likely expect this. I mean, let's say, for instance, maybe a correction right here, continuation, and then a larger degree correction, then the overshoot, which the overshoot can actually go really, really high before the actual turn. Okay, so I hope you're following me right here. The top is right here, and the overshoot right about here, and then the change. Okay, or uh, maybe this is something like a wave one and then two coming back right here and then the bull market to actually start, okay? But this is just a presumption. We don't have enough evidence yet. For now, I'm just going to stick with this wave count in which I'm labeling the GDX. So you notice that I'm labeling it in an ending diagonal, right? In an ending diagonal, um, we have free swings, all swings are, all legs are composed out of freeze, okay? So we have A, B, and then the ending diagonal in the C wave for the one, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice the converging lines, and also notice basically the way I mean the overshoot, yeah, that I was talking about. Usually that's what they do. They break it and then they return. So we have wave one right there, then A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A, B, C. The way I'm labeling it is in a 1, 2. This third wave is ending right now. Then we're going to have wave 4, and then of course we're going to shoot on the upside, yeah. So this is basically what I'm expecting, and the gold mining vectors are actually sustaining gold's rally, and I think the gold rally ends not silver's, but gold rally is actually sustained. So this is a question that I actually had. I hope I answered that question. Again, if you do like this video, please remember to support it with a thumbs up. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. If you do like what you see, for instance, okay, and if you like to get my analysis or daily wave counts or etc., yeah, there are packages available on the website, or better yet, if you like to join the invest fund in which I actually trade on let's say on your behalf, please read through the description down below, okay? And let's say if you're trading and just need a wingman to help you out with via the one-on-one sessions, then we can actually arrange some sessions. I'm basically inclining to give a free session just for you to test me out, okay? And see. Yeah, book a free call, by the way, yeah, on the website if you want that. And that's pretty much it. Also, if you need like an education, one-on-one education, let's say if you want to learn these patterns, there's a free course available, but there's also a private course available as well, okay? Yeah, that's about it for today. Until next time, as I like to say to all my traders, stay in the green and many pips ahead. Bye for now, y'all.